Recording in progress.
Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. All right. It's been a week. So I myself needed some encouragement. I need to encourage myself. So of course the word of Yah has very much encouragement. So today I want to speak on be anxious for nothing. Yahuah is in control. Be encouraged. So start off in prayer and then get going. Abiyah, I thank you for the Shabbat. I thank you for this opportunity to come before your people, allowing me to minister to myself and also let others glean from the grapes that I may sow in this day. May edification go forth. May exaltation to you go forth. May supplication and your will be done on earth as is in the Shamayim. Yada Yahuah. All right. So look like I done popped down my band. Yeah, mm, scratching a little bit, but let's get going. So first, I want to start off and do something that's I used to do. I'm not good at it, but I'm just, going to interpolate a little bit and do this. Ah, Yah isn't awesome. Yah, he reigns from heaven above with wisdom, power, and love. Ah, Yah isn't awesome. Yah, ah, Yah isn't awesome. Yah, he reigns from heaven above with wisdom, power, and love. Ah, Yah isn't awesome. Yah. So, as one of my brothers would say, who sing that? Let them sing it. But today, it doesn't matter, how good my singing voice is. I just want to sing a little praise towards Yah. I'm not the best singer, but I gave him something. I gave him my best for the moment. Didn't want to be too loud and, I got people in the house sleeping, but it's about being encouraged. So I might as well go and get to the text immediately. I usually start off in the Torah. I can always throw something out there because, Exodus 4:22 says that we are the sons, or Israel is the son, and I'm a part of Israel. But I'm gonna go straight to the Brit Hadashah today. All right, let me first put out some points that I want to hit. So I'm gonna share my screen and then I'm gonna get going. And okay. I want to address some things. So, in certain times can consume the mind if allowed to. That's one bullet point. Next one is trust in Yahuwah with all your heart. The next one is be bold as a lion. Next one is fear not. And the last one is the unknown is unknown to you, but Yahuwah knows everything. So I do want to talk a little bit, but I'm mostly going to be hitting these texts and scriptures. So right now, we hearing about wars and rumors and wars, and a lot of folks are focused on a lot of information that's coming out that's showing that the wickedness of this world is increasing. It's not like we didn't know it was there, but some people can get in fear and be a little bit anxious. But it's like we got to remember who's in control. So let's go straight to the text and let's get at it. Let's get at it because we want to focus not on our circumstances, but on He who is controlling, or over, who has dominion over all our circumstances. So let me share my screen and show how Shaul went forth encouraging the one he was discipling. So it says in Timotheus bet, or 2 Timothy 1, it says, Shaul, an emissary of Yahusha Messiah, by the desire of Elohim, according to the promise of life, which is in Messiah Yahusha. To Timotheus, my beloved son, his disciple, favor, compassion, peace from Elohim the Father, and Messiah Yahusha, our Master. I thank Elohim, whom I serve with a clear conscience, as my forefathers did, as I unceasingly remember you in my prayers night and day, longing to see you as I remember your tears, so that I might be filled with joy. Hmm. Let me keep it. Let me see. Should I? I'm gonna leave it right there. Just a little bit of encouragement, but let's jump. We want to deal with this uncertain times that consume your mind. So, Philippians 4, what's called verse 6, it says, do not worry, do not be anxious at all, but in every matter, small, great, by prayer and petition with thanksgiving, let your requests be known to Elohim. Let it be known to Yahuah. And the peace of Elohim, which surpasses all comprehension, all understanding, shall guard, shamar, your hearts and minds through Messiah Yahusha. All right, let's move over to the area of trust in Yahuah with all your heart. So, going over to Michelle of Proverbs 3, it says, trust in Yahuah with all your heart and lean not to your own understanding, lean not to your own comprehension. Know him in all your ways, everything you do, and he makes all your paths straight. When you trust him and put him as the guide and director of your life and follow his instructions, he'll straighten up even the most crooked of paths. I know myself was not who I am today, and I don't expect to be who I am today tomorrow. I plan on keeping on growing. Do not be wise in your own eyes. Many can view you wise in your own eyes, but you have to realize that you're ignorant to so much, so many things that Yah has not revealed to you. Trust in him. He has this. You don't have to be anxious. You don't have to worry. And even if you get in those positions, turn back to the Torah, turn back to the instructions of Yahuah, and basically allow him to lead you. Fear Yahuah and turn away from evil. All right, keeping on going. Michelle, Proverbs 28, still in the same vein, but I'm gonna go over here now and be about being bold as a lion. The wrong shall flee, though no one pursues, but the righteous are as bold as a lion. So much going on. If you don't know or believe or trust that Yahuah has you, of course you're gonna flee. You're gonna run any way, run into danger likely. But us that trust Yahuah should know that he has ordered our steps, and those things even the things we have to endure, he's guiding us through. We need to be bold in the face of adversity. There's nothing wrong with having caution. That is wise. But if you know Yah has led you to a place, don't run away from it. Embrace it. If Yah has led you there, he is responsible for you. We're not telling him to be responsible, but he has told us that he is responsible for us. Prophets have died, but yet in their faith towards him, he has them in his bosom. Be bold as a lion. All right, we'll deal with fear not. Deborah Ring, Deuteronomy 31, 31. Going at what's called verse 6. Is be strong and courageous. Do not fear, nor be afraid of them. So all this stuff, these wars, these people, doing all this stuff, it bothered a lot of folks that I was not in fear of COVID-19. And I trusted Yah with my immune system. It bothered a lot of folks. But I'm like, I didn't perceive or see myself dying in such a way, in that way, because I had works to do. And I was walking with him, and I'm still walking with him. So be strong and courageous. Do not fear, nor be afraid of them. For it is Yahuah, your Elohim, who is going with you. He hasn't abandoned us. He does not fail you, nor forsake you. Yada Yahuah. Yada Yahuah. All right, let's keep going. Yeshayah, Isaiah 41, starting at what's called verse 10. Do not fear, for I am with you. God's with you. If he's with you, who can be against you? If something was to happen, you think he can't restore, he can't heal, he can't replenish? He's Jireh. Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not look around, for I am your Elohim. I shall fortify you. I shall also help you. I shall also uphold you with the right hand of my righteousness. See, all those who raised against you are ashamed and blush. They are non existent, and the men who strive with you perish. You seek them, but do not find them. Those who struggle with you, those who fight you, are as non-existent, are those who fight you are as non-existent as naught. For I, Yahuah your Elohim, am strengthening your right hand, saying to you, do not fear, I shall help you. Do not fear, you worm Yaakov, you men of Israel. I shall help you, declares Yahuah, and your Redeemer, the set apart one of Israel. Declares Yahuah and your set apart Redeemer, the set apart one of Israel. He called them worms at this time. Let me stop my screen share for a minute. Just a second. Just a second. When we read in the Bible, we know that he was talking to specific people. He wasn't speaking directly to us. That is true. We can't place ourselves directly in there. But we know he's not a respecter of persons. So if he was speaking to those ancestors of ours in Israel, would not those same words be useful to us? And why would we think that he would think any different or treat us any different than he treated them? If he had them, he has us. Be encouraged to know that he's not a respecter of person, that he has balanced scales, that as he loves Israel, he doesn't love Israel in part, especially those that are walking in obedience, that are obeying his instruction. He is consistent even when we're not. We can be anxious all day, but what does that do for us? That anxiety is a level of doubt. We are to trust Yahuah, our sovereign, our king, as did Yahusha. Yahusha went through some trepidation, but he trusted Yahuah. He knew the plan, and he went with it. Are we absent of knowing the plan? Are we incapable of going with the plan? If we know the plan and we know who's over the plan, why are we in fear? He got us. And as his anointed, we are Mashiach, a body under a head, Yahusha. We are Ahaya, Ashar, Ahaya. As many say, I am that I am. You know, it kind of means I will be what I will be. But right now, I'm not finished, but I'm operating as I'm finished, a complete vessel. I'm not seeing myself a lot of times as holy, but he says I'm holy. Do I not believe him? He knows the end from the beginning. So though I may be in my crawling in my baby in my toddler stage, a lot of times my communication is babbling and baby talk because it has doubt in it. But I need to speak with a mature voice. And that's why today I'm offering encouragement. These words that he has said, and if we trust that he is faithful and true, these are a multitude of words said towards Israel. What are we? Who are we? Are we not Israel? Be encouraged. All this that's going on over in the land to those other people, we will come to a place of restoration. Let me keep going. Let me keep going. Share my screen. That's where I left off. All right. Tehillim. Tehillim. Psalms 27. All right. This is where I'm at. So it says, Yahuah is my light and my deliverance. Who is Yahuah? Yes, he used Yahusha, but Yahuah is my light and my deliverance, my salvation. Yahusha's name, Yahusha. Yahuah is salvation, is what it means. It points to the Father. Yahusha always points to the Father and the Father's will being done. Yahuah is my light and my deliverance. Whom should I fear? Yahuah is the refuge of my life. Whom should I dread? Should I dread Trump? Should I dread Netanyahu? Should I dread the Iddish? Should I dread the Edomite? Should I dread the police? Oh, man, be encouraged. Fear not, Yah has you. Let's keep going. Yohanan, John 14, going from, starting at 23, or what's called 23. It says, Yahusha answered him, if anyone loves me, he shall guard my word. Is it his word? Yes, as it is our word. The word of the Father belongs to the Son. And Exodus 4:22 says that we are sons just as Yahusha is son. So we must guard the word of our Father. Shamar, and claim it as our own. Yahusha answered him, if anyone loves me, he shall guard my word, and my Father shall love him, and we shall come to him, and we shall come to him and make our stay with him. With who? The Father. He who does not love me, he who does not love the Son, he who does not love Yahusha, he who does not love Yasharal, you're going to have a problem with Yahuah. He who does not love me does not guard my words, and the word which you hear is not mine. Again, see, it's not mine. It's not mine, not Shanquilla's, not Yahusha's, but of the Father who sent me. It's not Shanquilla's, but of the Father who sent me. These words I have spoken to you while still with you. Yahusha's still with us in Ruach, but right now, his body, the remnant, the Kohen. Come on, you got mores. You got us out here. And you yourself, you're here, Yasharal. Remember the words he said. Remember these words that Yahusha spoke, that the prophet spoke, that Moshe spoke. While the people were with, while he was with the, while they were with the people. These words are being brought to your remembrance in your reading, brought to your remembrance in the teaching that's going forth, brought to your remembrance because it's in many of your hearts. These words I have spoken to you while still with you. But the helper, the Ruach, the set apart spirit, the Ruach HaKadosh, whom the Father shall send in my name. Many want to think it's literal name, authority, representation. Mashiach is the anointing. Are you not the anointing also? Are you not sent in the authority, in the representation of Yahuah? Be encouraged. But the Ruach, the set apart, the helper, the set apart Ruach, whom the Father shall send in my name, he shall teach you all and remind you of all that I said to you. Shalom, or peace, I leave with you. My peace I give to you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid. You don't have to be anxious for anything. Let's keep going. Go on. All right. Over here to telehealing. So right now I'm dealing with the unknown is unknown to us, but Yahuwah knows everything. So Tehillim, Psalms 46, where it says, verse 10, it says, be still and know that I am Elohim. I am exalted among nations. This world, he's governed it all. He set Adam to have dominion and rule over it as his proxy, as his representation. Then that failed man had Yahusha come in and do that same. I am exalted in the earth. We're supposed to exalt him in the earth. Yahuwah of hosts is with us. The Elohim of Yaqub is our refuge. The Elohim of Yasharal is our refuge. Selah. All right, keep going. Yohanan, Aleph, or 1 John 3. starting with, we'll say 18. It says, My little children, let us not love in word or in tongue, but in deed and in truth. And by this we know that we are of the truth, and shall set our hearts at rest before him. That if our hearts condemn us, Elohim is greater than our heart and knows all. He knows it all. He knows it all. Again, he knows the end from the beginning. Tehillim, Psalms 24. The earth belongs to Yahuah. Who? The earth belongs to Yahuah, not Israel, not Yahusha, to Yahuah. He set them over this place, but the earth belongs to Yahuah, and all that fills it, the world and those who dwell in it. For he has founded it upon the seas and upon the waters, he does establish it. Yada Yahuah. Let's keep going. Ibrim, Hebrews 4. For the word of Elohim is living and working, and sharper than any two-edged sword, cutting through even to the dividing of being and spirit, so flesh and ruach, and of the joints and marrow, and able to judge the thoughts and intentions of the heart. And there is no creature hidden from his sight. Come on. No creature, no person, no being, no ruach, be it evil or tob or good. And there is no creature hidden from his sight, but all are naked and laid bare before the eyes of him with whom is our account. Let me keep going. Yeshayah, Isaiah 55. Yahuah is speaking. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, declares Yahuah. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. Glory. Ooh, glory to your name. Yes, Yahuah. Thank you. Because, man, my thoughts sometimes can have me anxious, worrying, fretful, fear, all those things, but need to cast out those imaginations, cast out those thoughts, and trust in Yah. All right, let's keep going. Malachim, Aleph, First Kings, starting at what's called verse 38. Of course, again, I'm going to have to say it again. These words were said to specific people. So you could say I'm cherry picking, but this is a moment of encouragement. It's meant for the cherry pick because you have to take these things and lean on them for yourself as these men, these people once did, and trust in Yah and move accordingly to his will in your life so that the things around you don't cause you to stumble. You know, Kepha, he saw Yahusha walking on the water. He said, Master, if that's you, allow me to come out. Kepha got out the boat and began to walk on the water. He doing his thing. No fear was in him in the beginning, but the storm that was already going on in the beginning, he started noticing it. His focus was supposed to be on Yahusha, and as his focus was on Yahusha, he had no issues. But as he looked to the left and looked to the right at the storm, he began to sink. When he took his focus off the way. He took his focus off of Yahuah is salvation. He began to sink, and fear set in. But of course, what did Yahushua do? Pulled him up out of it. We need to be the same to our brethren to help pull them out. No, we are not the Father, but He uses us as right arms. Sometimes we may have to check back and say, hey, what do you want me to do with your servant, Yah? Don't take it upon yourself. Talk to Yah. What do you want me to do in dealing with your servant? Not our servant. What do you want me to do when dealing with your servant, Yah? So that we don't harm or get in the way of a process that Yah is revealing to them. But we have the ability to speak to Yah, to gain clarity to know the fullness of the situation. You know, it tells you to basically know the conclusion of the thing. We could ask Yah because He knows the end from the beginning. But most of us won't even pray on it. You know, a person have issue with me. I'm like, okay, talk to Yah and ask Him, am I in my lane? Am I doing what He wants me to do? Before you rebuke me, before you try to cancel out what I'm doing. You may not comprehend. And I may not be as far on the journey as you are. So you may have something that I'm ignorant to. But when it's time, trust and believe Yah can show me that same thing that you know and have me use it. But is it time? Am I prepared? Am I ready to hold on to that? Or will it be something that will come into my hands and I drop it and not be able to handle it correctly? And even share it before it's time to be shared with people who also can handle it. Ask the master, ask the Father before you touch His anointed. All right, let me keep going. All right. All righty. Malachi, man, of 1 King 8. Okay, did I read this already? I'm gonna read it again anyway, if I did. Whatever prayer, whatever supplication made by anyone of all your people, Yasharal or Israel, each knowing the plague of his own heart, and shall spread out his hands towards this house, the heckle, the temple. I'm gonna spread my hands towards the heavens, towards His throne, because this earth is His footstool. But then here in the heavens, your dwelling place, and forgive and act and render unto everyone according to all his ways, whose heart you know, because you alone, know the hearts of all the sons of men. Who knows the heart of the sons of men? Yahuah. Yahuah. So that they fear you all the days, that we reverence Him all the days that they live in the land which you gave to our fathers. We have not been returned to that land. But as we are dispersed all over, we should look forward to returning to that land. All right. Let me keep going. Let me keep going. All right. Let's see. Tehillim, Psalms 147. I'm going to verse 5. It says, great is our master. Who's our master? Yahuah. And mighty in power. There is no limit to his comprehension, no limit to his understanding. I didn't have this in a note, but I might read these last two, just these two verses underneath. Yahuah lifts up the meek ones. He throws the wrong ones down to the ground. Respond to Yahuah with thanksgiving. Yada Yahuah. Sing praises on a lyre to our Elohim. I personally don't have a lyre, have not seen a lyre, so, but I need to blow my shofar. But let me keep going. Matthew 10, and what's called verse 26. It says, therefore, do not fear them, for whatever is covered shall be revealed, and whatever is hidden shall be made known. So, all these people on this list that's been revealed lately, all of the stuff that they had plots and plans and the things that they did some things to people. And that could have people fearful. Well, it could happen to me, and they did this. What else are they going to be able to do? They set up that pandemic, and therefore do not fear them, for whatever is covered shall be revealed. Nobody thought those files were going to come out because they kept getting prolonged, but they're revealed now, and it's still being revealed. And whatever is hidden shall be known. What I say to you in the dark, speak in the light. What you hear in your dreams, the directions, bring them forth in the light. Many a times of what I've ministered, I've gotten in my dreams in the dark, and I spoke in light. What I say to you in the dark, speak in the light, and what you hear in the ear, proclaim on the housetops. Haven't been on a housetop, but yeah. And do not fear those who kill the body, but are unable to kill the being. Can't kill your soul. But rather, fear him who is able to destroy both being, soul, and body, and the flesh, in Gehenna. Many would say hell, but it's a portion or a part. But anyway, are not two sparrows sold for a copper coin, and not one of them falls to the ground without your Father? Yahuah is even in control of all of those matters. And even the hairs of your head are numbered. Anybody who's seen me, I'm mostly bald because my hair don't grow like that. But he knows the hairs on my chin. So do not fear. You are worth more than many sparrows. Everyone, therefore, who shall confess me. Confess who? Yahusha? No, confess me. It's Yahusha. Yeah. But confessing me, what is it? What is Yahusha? Yahuah is salvation. You got to confess that Yahuah is salvation, acknowledging the Son, acknowledging you can't. How are you going to be a part of Israel and not recognize Israel? Doesn't make sense. How are you going to be a part of Mashiach and not represent Mashiach? How are you going to be a part of the anointed and not recognize the anointed? All those things are similar and same, Echad or accord. They all agree with one another. But do you agree with it? Everyone, therefore, who confess me, this is Yahusha speaking. But what is Yahusha? Yahuah is salvation. He is the representative of Yahuah being salvation. Before men, him I shall also confess before my Father, who is in the heavens. the representative, the lawyer. Why would he not acknowledge you if you acknowledge him? And why would he acknowledge you if you don't acknowledge him? You could have him as an ally or an adversary. Let's keep going. Ezekiel 36. This right here is where I'm going to finish off, but I really am encouraged by this because, again, Yahuah has said that we, his remnant, are righteous. But it's so hard not to see myself as filthy rags and know where I've been through and the trepidation and even the struggle that is around me even today. Some days I feel less than. Some days I feel depressed, I'm tired, and I have to shake that off, shake it off. I need some encouragement. But I'm like, it ain't in me, I feel like. But I have to remember it is in me. A higher, a shar higher. It's in me. Because Yah has said he has placed it in me. And we have to remember in Adam, what did he do? Breathed into that dirt, that ground, and that flesh rose up out of the earthly ground, that dust, as his representative, as his image in the earth. We're descendants of that image. We have that same breath of life in us. If he says that we are righteous, then we are. We may not be manifested. We may have a lot of the ailments and the, the symptoms of our sickness on us. But if he says we are healed, we are healed. We need to walk out that reality. So again, let me finish up. I'm gonna finishing up in Ezekiel 36 here. It says, then the nations which are left around you shall know that I, Yahuah, have rebuilt the destroyed places and planted what was laid waste. I, Yahuah, have spoken it, and I shall do it. His will does not come back void. His word does not come back void. He is not a liar. He's not like man. He has integrity behind him. He speaks it, and it is. I, Yahuah, have spoken it, and I shall do it. So let's hear what he's speaking. Thus said the Master Yahuah, once again, I shall let the house of Israel or Yasharel inquire of me to do for them. I shall increase their men like a flock, as a set apart flock, as the flock of Jerusalem at her appointed times. So shall the wasted cities be filled with flocks of men, and they shall know that I am Yahuah. Did I jump? I should have went all the way up. I'm gonna read it again because I jumped all the way down to the end, but I got some. I want to come back up because I skipped some major parts that I wanted to talk about, and I'm gonna finish there. But I'm gonna go back up to 22. Therefore, say to the house of Israel, this said the Master Yahuah, I do not do this for your sake, O house of Israel, or Yasharel, but for my set apart namesake, which you have profaned among the nations wherever you went. So we gave a bad representation of who he is. We were not good representatives. And I shall set apart my great name. He gonna set apart his name. We ain't doing a good job at it. He gonna do it. Which has been profaned among the nations, which you have profaned in their midst. And the nations shall know that I am Yahuah, declares the Master Yahuah, when I am set apart in you before their eyes. When he get us straight, All of us in our crookedness, he going to straighten us up. All of us in our filthy rag period, he's going to clean us up. And I shall take you from among the nations, and I shall gather you out of all lands. Has this happened? At any time, has this happened? Has it happened yet? No. And I shall bring you into your own land, and I shall sprinkle clean water on you. He gonna immerse us, and you shall be clean from all your filthiness and from all your idols. I cleanse you. Who gonna do it? Yes, we gonna participate, but who gonna do it? Yahuah. Be encouraged on that. And I shall give you a new heart. Oh man, sound like Jeremiah 31:31, Hebrews 8:8. And I shall give you a new heart and put a new ruach, a new spirit within you. And I shall take the heart of stone out of your flesh, and I shall give you a heart of flesh. Man, that's a lot to be encouraged about. Come on. And put my ruach within you. And I shall cause you to walk in my laws and guard, shamar my right rulings, and shall do them. Come on. Many of us in our own strength are walking out these laws, but we stumbling and we judge and judgmental towards others. My brother called me yesterday about the Shabbat, saying, okay, he got tickets to the museum already paid for. And he asked me what I think about him going to the museum. And I'm like, it ain't for me. What's your conviction? I'm like, I wouldn't do it. But what's your conviction? I'm not here to judge you, brother. If you're not convicted about it, talk with Yah, see what he say. Because I don't want to be in the role of Yah for you. You got to make the decision for yourself. I can give you a suggestion, but I want you to first consult Yah on this. And if you go after you consulted Yah and he makes it turn in your heart and you say, oh, I shouldn't have did that, that's going to teach you something. But you need to first seek Yah so that everything that is before you, this trip to the museum and everything, could be used to teach you something. Not me trying to enforce my will and my thought and my convictions over you. Let Yah be the one to give you that. Okay. And you shall dwell in the land that I gave your fathers, and you shall be my people, and I shall be your Elohim. And I shall save you from your uncleanness. I just want to say that line. I shall save you from your uncleanness. That filthy rag, that like the woman's menstrual. I shall clean you. I shall save you from your uncleanness. Many of us feel like, oh, I'm cleaning myself up. Yahuah says, yes, you got to have that as a mindset, but you got to know you walk in a level of ignorance, and that's not an insult. Ignorance just means you don't know. It's so much that we don't know. I don't care. The more I study, the more I see I don't know. And yes, somebody say, well, you always seem to have an answer for everything. That answer that I give is for the moment right then. And as I live, that answer is likely to change due to experience and due to Yah showing me something different, a different vantage point, a different perspective. Again, I've said this example many times. If I'm standing in front of a number 6, the person on the other side sees a 9. Your perspective at the moment does influence what you see and what you believe and what you comprehend. Me, I understand. I stand under Yah. I'm not trying to understand men. I'm not trying to stand under men. I want to be peers. Yah has told me to let him teach and train me up. I'll listen to men because I'm supposed to have peers. but I'm not sitting under another man unless Yah says so. Because men have a tendency to want their will to be done more so than the Father. And that's why I don't want to lead over no man, because I know my will and my convictions work for my life, for who I am, my integrity, how I operate. It's not going to work for everyone. How I do things is not going to work for everything. And a lot of things people are doing is very lawful, but it's not expedient. It's not edification for me. We got to get that. You need to talk to Yah. You are his servant. See what he has for you to do and do it. Today, I want you to be encouraged. But of course, you got to seek that out yourself. I can suggest it, just like what Paul did with Timothy. I want you to stir up the gift that's in you. Be encouraged. Don't let this stuff that's going on around you get you off the focus of the instructions for you. You have a lane to fill. I know it's a lot of people saying, oh, everybody out here trying to be teachers. No, you don't, you're not supposed to try to be a teacher. You're just supposed to teach. As a father, have you not taught your children? If someone knows less than you, share that information and bring them up to the level of peer, not to lord over them. Because if you don't share the information that you have, that you can use that in a wicked way to lord over people. But if you disseminate or pass out that information, now you help them to see your perspective. You give them a level of freedom from ignorance. We all have ignorance. We all have things we don't know. And we all have looked for other sources to find out what we don't know. It may be books, it may be somebody teaching, it may be experience. We are to help one another. Abba Yah, I thank you for the Shabbat. I thank you for this opportunity to encourage your people. May we keep our eyes on the prize, which is your will being done on earth as is in the Shamayim. And that we stop speaking on things that we don't clearly understand or comprehend. We stand under you. So I'm not in favor of the orange head guy, but if he is doing and being a tool like Nebuchadnezzar to set forth your will, I don't want to speak against it. Same for the Democratic or Republican, all of those people, those principalities that are in place. I'm not trying to battle against flesh and blood, but these spiritual principalities trying to assist and do my part to tear those things down. So let me be about your will. Let those that hear be about your will being done on earth as is in the Shamayim. Yada Yahuah, Shabbat Shalom, Shankwil Yah, One Vision Ministry, Shankwila Carter, House of Carter. Yada Yahuah, Shabbat Shalom.